Everyone says investing is complicated, it's hard to invest money, but let me tell you, it is ridiculously easy. You just have to learn few things, you just have to understand few parameters and always play long-term game. In India, if you are 20, 22 years old, then you must start investing. Came across a lot of things like Sensex, Nifty, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, ITC, a lot of things, and we usually get confused with a lot of these parameter. Heard of this, if you have invested in this share 10 years back, then you would have been a millionaire right now. In this video, we are going to talk about everything about investing if you are into the age between 18, 20, 25, everything like how to buy shares, what is the best website to invest. So this video is all you need, kind of a ultimate guide to start with the investing. So make sure you watch this full video, and if you have a pen and paper, then make sure you take notes, because in the next year you can be a next millionaire also. Before we get into the topic, let me tell you my own story. So I started investing in 2019. At the end of the 2019, I started with basically with the mutual funds, and when I understood all the parameters, then I started with the share market and the Bitcoin kind of a thing. But if you are into the 18, 20, then if you are started earning, then make sure you start investing as early as possible. If you want to read books on the financial independence or basically related to finance, I already made 2 videos on that. First one, 5 best books that you should read on the financial independence. You can check this video here, or another video I made last year, which is all about must read finance books. You can check this here. I'll put the link of this video in the description. So after this video, you can go check out those video and you can buy those book, and you can understand what is a different kind of like how to get into the financial independence, what is a financial freedom, and all things you need to get started with the financial concept. First question that comes is, why invest money? Well, before we get into the actual topic, let me give you the idea what is inflation. Inflation is nothing but the value of any goods or value of any material does not stay the same after a few years. Like if you say, if I want to give the example, then if you go 10 years back, then the average price of a bread, it will cost around 5 rupees, 10 rupees. But if you look at today, the average price of the bread or the coffee, it will cost around 20 rupees, 25 rupees, 200 or 300 rupees. So value of goods and services increases over time, and India, the inflation rate is around 3% to 4%. So every year the value of any goods or service, it will increase by 3% or 4%. So it's really important to invest your money to at least you should able to beat that inflation rate. So the value of money at least will be more than inflation rate, and you will make more money. So that's the reason why you should think about investment. So there are different ways to invest, and we are going to talk about in this video in detail. So the first reason you should invest is all because of the inflation, and other than if you can able to beat inflation with much higher rate, then you can double down your money, you can get more money, and you can use this money for your own purpose and lot of things. Second reason why you should invest is just because of the problem with saving accounts and fixed deposit. See, in India, the average saving account interest is varies between 1.2% to 2.5 to 3%, and if you are going for the fixed deposit, then you will get 5% to 6%. That's the big problem with having with the saving account and the fixed deposit. In the saving account, the interest rate is very low. You cannot even beat the inflation rate. So that's the reason why you should think about the investment. If you're thinking about the fixed deposit, again, the problem with the fixed deposit, the time, like you have to put fixed deposit for a very long amount of time. It's usually 5 years, 10 years, or probably 10 to 15 years, and that you will interest rate you will get is around 5 to 6% only. But in the 10-year, the inflation will be much higher. So that's the reason I have a problem with the saving account and fixed deposit. If you have a lot of money and if you are putting only in the saving account and the fixed deposit, then you are actually losing money over the period of time. That's why you should watch this video, understand few things. Even if you don't understand few things, you can basically start investing. The main goal of your life should be to beat inflation at any cost. And if you want to beat inflation, it's not that hard. You can start with the mutual fund, you can start with the share market, you can do a lot of things in those things even if you don't understand. Next question we are going to talk about is when you should start investing, or when you should start investing your money into the share market, mutual fund. The common answer to this question is ASAP, that as soon as possible. As soon as you get some extra money, as soon as you get some extra bonus, as soon as you have some extra money, you should definitely start putting into either into the mutual fund or either into the share market, whatever you prefer. Depend on your risk appetite. You have to take those risks, lose the value of money over the period of time. So you should start investing as soon as possible, whether you are 18 years old, 20 years old, or if you must have heard about the Warren Buffett. He started investing when he was 11 years old, and here in India we don't even think about investing at even age of 20, 25. So the basic and the basic answer I heard from all the investors, all from the Twitter family, that you should start ASAP. But there are few things that you should remember before getting into this investment game. First, you should be debt free or the loan free. If you don't have any loan, you are definitely good to start. If you have loan, then first you have to pay that loan, and then you can think about the investing. Just the way investing compounds your loan, or your debt also get compounded and the value becomes really high. Same way, just the way compounding works. So the first thing you should understand, if you don't have any debt, if you don't have any education loan, any kind of loan, then first pay those loan and then start about the investing. Second thing, if you don't want to take a lot of risk, or if you don't want to understand a lot of parameters, you can definitely go with the mutual funds. If you don't want to take a lot of risks, and if you want easy accessible thing, and if you want good return only, then you can definitely go with the mutual funds. We are going to talk about that in this video after some time. The next question is how much money you need to get started with the investing. There is no right or wrong answer to this question. You can start as low as 100 rupees or as high as, depends on whatever you have, but there is no right or wrong question to this. The first thing you should remember is you should start as early as possible. There are a lot of ways you can invest. If you don't have a risk appetite, then you should go for the mutual funds that will give you around 6 to 12%, 18% returns, depends on what type of mutual funds you choose. And if you understand few parameters, you can also start with the share market. And if you can buy the shares and if you can invest in those shares as low as 100 rupees, even some shares are for the 3 rupees, 4 rupees, but you should take a lot amount to get a good return. If you are just buying one share, then it doesn't make any sense. Obviously it makes sense in the long run if you are buying shares each and every month. So if you can accumulate around 500 shares of one company which is performing really good, then that is really good, and the share price is around 100 rupees. So you can start as low as 100 rupees, and if you have a good amount, then you can put all of those extra money into the share market or into the mutual fund. Now let's deep dive into the share market, and then we will talk about the mutual funds, which is kind of easy thing. Let's talk about what is a share actually. Share is nothing but let's take an example of Tata, and when you buy one share of Tata, kind of you are buying equity, or you are buying the ownership of that company. So over the period of time, if Tata company is performing really good and the share price is also increasing, so your share value also get increased, depends on a lot of factor. As soon as the company value increases, share value also increases, so you can book that profit, or you can get that amount. So that's the all about a share actually. Ultimately you are owning one piece of that company. Whatever the share you buy, whatever your company you prefer, you are ultimately owning some kind of profit, some kind of ownership of that company. So that's the basic of share. Now the next question comes, that how to buy share. So if we go back into the time, like 10 years back, 20 years time, there was actually a broker. Like you have to call them and you have to say, okay, I want to buy this kind of a share, I want to buy this share. Then he will note down that share, okay, buy XYZ is he want to buy ABC share, and he used to do the paperwork kind of a thing. So there was a time, like in the back in the time, there was this thing like all thing on the paper, and there was no online system or no demat account. So the problem with this system is you have to pay for the share first, you have to pay for the broker, and he will take some kind of percentage from your profit. So that's become, ultimately you are losing money again into that profit. Even if you lose the money, you have to pay that broker some kind of money just because he is a broker. Now with the internet, with the technology, it becomes really easy to buy shares just by doing few steps. All you need is very little steps. Basically, I use Zerodha for the share market to buy the share. Zerodha is very easy to use within a few steps. Like you just have to add a few steps, like you have to go with your PAN card, your cancel check, and your Aadhaar card, and you can open your demat account with the Zerodha, and you can start investing with the Zerodha. Like you will get all kinds of, like, or you can buy all kind of share into that demat account. You are ultimately cutting the broker and you are directly buying the share, so you don't have to pay any percentage or anything to that broker. You can do whatever you want with that demat account. All you need is your Aadhaar card, your PAN card. All you need is your one cancel check and one selfie you have to take with the Zerodha, and you can start investing. So if you want to open account with the Zerodha, there is a link in the description. You can go and check out the Zerodha. It's absolutely easy, and the cost, like the brokerage cost for this demat account is very less as compared to others are Upstocks, Angel Broking, all of these are available. But I prefer Zerodha because it's easy to use, easy to access, and all sorts of things are available into the Zerodha. The biggest problem in India, or the biggest problem in youth, is we fear to take these small tips. Like if I want to share the Aadhaar card, if I want to if I want to open the demat account, you may feel like I'm losing money. And follow few steps. If you understand little bit of all the parameters, there are high chances that you will make money rather than losing money. So don't be afraid, just take this easy step. Even while the opening the Zerodha account, there are high chances that you may feel like I should not do this, but you have to take those steps to open your demat account and to start with the investing. Next question that comes in mind is which shares to buy. कौन से shares buy करने चाहिए? Well, to be honest, I cannot give you the exact data, or I cannot share the what shares you should buy, because if you are going to buy the individual share, like if you say if you want to buy Tata, or if you want to buy the ITC, then if you are going to buy the individual shares, then you have to study the fundamental first. Like you have to go through all the data, what is a PE ratio, what are other things, what is a net profit, last 10 years profit, last 5 years profit. You have to go all of those things. You have to study all the balance sheet, you have to study the quarterly data, you have to study all of those things if you want to buy the individual shares. So I won't suggest you to directly go with the individual shares if you don't understand the fundamentals, or if you don't understand the balance sheet or those kind of data. You don't want all kind of this jhanjat of fundamental study, balance sheet, all kind of those things. I will directly suggest you to directly go and invest into the index fund. You must heard of Sensex and the Nifty, all those kind of stuff. But it's better if you are a complete noob, and if you don't want to study, if you don't have any idea, and if you don't have that kind of capacity like most people do, then you should directly go with the index fund. So the index fund is nothing but the group of companies that represents one number. Like there is one, like we in the India, there are most popular are BSE, Sensex, and the Nifty 50. So if we talk about the Nifty 50, it is a combination of 50 best performing company into the different sectors. Like there is agriculture sector, telecom sector, a lot of sectors, and they pick up the best performing company, and the combination of the 50 companies, you will get that one kind of index, that is a Nifty 50. And the same with the BXC Sensex. You must have heard about like Sensex is down by this percent, or Nifty is up by this percent. So those kind of indication you will get to know like how the market is performing just by looking at those index. To be honest, you cannot directly invest into the Nifty or Nifty 50 or the Sensex. Those are just an indication of all over the market, like how the marketing is performing, or those 50 shares of that, like Basically those 50 shares are the top leaders or the top leaders of that particular segment, and the indication will indicates you how actually the market is performing. If you want to invest into the index fund, you have to go check what are the investment you can go with. Like there are HDFC index fund, there is a Nippon India index fund, there is ICICI. Every bank usually have one kind of index fund. Put money into that bank and they invest into the different sectors, so you don't have to do a lot of work. You can directly invest into that index fund, and usually index fund perform really good. You will get around 8% to 16-20%, depends on what type of company you choose, what type of bank you choose, or what type of index you choose. So it is always better to put your money into the index fund if you are a noob, or if you don't understand fundamentals or the balance sheet kind of thing. But if you are interested, if you are ready to take some kind of a risk, then it's better to go with the individual share. Obviously there are a lot of shares performed in the last year, like pharmaceutical industry, a lot of logistic, like now it is the logistics. So a lot of these will perform really good, but you have to be very particular. You may lose money also, so you have to be very understand. You have to understand fundamentals, balance sheet. Then you can go for the individual shares. But if you are a noob, then I will highly suggest you to go with the index fund. Pick up the index fund whatever you love and go with that index fund. Over the period of time, index fund performs really well, and they will give you a good amount of return. And that I usually get when I talk to my friends or when I talk to some close friends, they say that is investment is risk free. Can you lose money into the investment or the share market? Well, it's purely depends on you. If you are going to invest into the index fund, if you have believed that this is going to perform, usually the index fund performs in the long run really good. You will get around 6 to 8 to 12% return for sure if you are putting your money into the index fund. And if you can understand fundamentals, if you can understand balance sheet, and if you are putting into that individual stocks, even though if you understand really well, then you will definitely get good returns and you will never lose money. Like if you compare the last 10 years, if you would have invested in 1997 or 1990, you have made a lot of money today. The same way you have to think about the future. Though no one can predict the market, no one can say what is going to happen tomorrow, but usually in the long run the market is always up. It will never go down. But also, like, there are only ways, like there are 2-3 ways you can lose money. First one, if you pick up the penny shares. So penny share is nothing but the value of share is 1 rupees, 2 rupees, 3 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees, and if you think this value will go, it will become 100 rupees tomorrow or within a month, then there are high chances that you will lose your money. Second way you will lose money, if you buy overhyped stocks or overhype the shares. Like say that my friend recommended me these stocks, or I've heard that this stock is going to perform really good into the today or tomorrow, this is going to perform really good. So there are high chances that you will lose money. So don't go with the overhyped stocks, don't go with the penny stocks, don't go with someone is recommended you, or मेरे फ्रेंड ने ये बताया था, और I have heard from this news. So if you are going to do this, then there are high chances that you will lose money. But if you are go with the index fund, if you understand few things and if you have believe in that company, then that will definitely go up in the long run. That's all brief about the share market. All you need is one demat account where you can invest or you can buy the shares. Second one, you need obviously money to buy those shares, and third one, you have to invest in those money for the long amount of time. Like there is a concept of dollar averaging concept. So dollar averaging concept says that you cannot predict the market, like tomorrow it is going up or tomorrow it is going down, but rather than looking at the market, rather than looking at the highs and low, you have to put money every month whatever the market is. And if you do this for the long amount of time, you will always be into the profit. So that's the concept of dollar averaging, and you have to understand that you have to understand the dollar average concept, and you have to pay it for the long amount of time or the long time. Then you will definitely beat that inflation and you will definitely make good amount of money into the share market. Now let's talk about the low risk thing, which is a mutual fund. So what is a basically mutual fund? I started investing first with the investment and then I shifted to the share market. But if you are low risk, if you don't want to take high risk, then if you can definitely go with the mutual fund. and it's really easy to invest. You don't need a lot of things. You just can go and start investing in mutual fund with as low as 100 rupees to as high as depends on you. So let's first understand what is a mutual fund. So mutual fund is basically a company that takes money from the lot of people and they invest into the equity, assets, bond, and usually they create their own portfolio and they invest into the different sectors or different bonds or the shares, and they get the profit and they divide that profit into again all the shareholders or all the invested people. So basically, if I want to give the example, so there is a company called A, which is a mutual fund company. They will take 10 rupees from the 100 people, so usually it becomes 1000 rupees. So now the 1000 rupees, they will divide that 1000 rupees and they will put into the different sectors like agriculture sector, telecom sector, or the oil sector. They will divide that money and put into that different sector, and they will create one index, and that index will nothing but your mutual funds. So as soon as their portfolio goes, your value also goes, and you will get that profit into the return. Let's talk about how to invest into the mutual funds. So in India, there are a lot of apps available to invest into the mutual fund. First one is Grow app, second one is Paytm Money, even the Zerodha has their coin something app. So the lot of apps available to invest into the mutual fund. It depends on you, it depends on particularly you, that what app you want to download and by which app you want to invest. Just to check the few things when you are going with the app, whether that app is charging like extra amount of money or whether that app is taking extra commission while you invest into the mutual funds. If that is not taking any kind of extra money, then you should definitely go with that system. There are three things you have to remember why you invest into the mutual fund. First one is expense ratio. Expense ratio is nothing but amount of percentage that the company is going to take from your profit. Like it varies from 0.01% to 0.5%, 9%, and the lesser the amount, it is better. If you go with, there are few mutual funds that the expense ratio is always 0.01 to zero 0.1, 0.2. So what I believe is 0.01 to zero 0.3 is good amount of expense ratio. Above that, it's not really good, or the company will take bigger chunk of your profit if you go with the higher expense ratio. So always check the expense ratio. The lower it is, the better. Second thing you should check is AMU holding. AMU holding is nothing but when a mutual fund or when a company started investing into the different share, bond and asset, the amount of value that AMU holding, how much crores or how much crores of rupees that AMU has, the higher the amount, that is the better. I mean, that is, they, like, a lot of people believe in that mutual fund and a lot of people want to invest into that mutual fund. Third thing you should check is direct mutual funds and the regular mutual funds. So usually direct mutual funds, it is directly going to put your money into those share, assets or bond. If you go for the regular mutual funds, then they are not going to put your money into the directly share, bonds or the assets. They will have different kind of a portfolio, and usually the expense ratio for the regular mutual funds is always higher. So always check. First one is, it should be the direct mutual fund. Second one, the expense ratio should be as low as possible, and third one, the AMU holding should be as high as possible. Last question that comes is how much you can expect from a mutual fund. Well, to be honest, it depends on what type of mutual funds you choose. Usually mutual funds gives you a good amount of return, obviously not as compared to the share market, but it will give good amount of return that will able to beat the inflation rate, that will help you to generate good amount of money only if you are going to play the long term game. Like if you are going to put for the 10 years, 20 years, by the compounding effect you will get good amount of return. Last year when I invested, I got around 33% return. So you can see that 33% is as, like, it's very huge as compared to the 5%, 6%. That is much better than saving account, fixed deposit. So always make sure to start. If you have no idea, then you can definitely start with the mutual fund. It is really easy to use. Just to go download the app, your KYC, and start investing into the mutual funds. You will average amount of make, if you go with the equity and little bit of risk, you will make around 8% to 20% of the return. If you go for the liquid fund is basically, you can anytime withdraw. You can withdraw that money anytime. That is a kind of a liquid fund. So liquid fund average gives you the return 4% to 6% only. But if you go for the equity fund, if you go for the international funds, if you go for the ETFF, then it will give high returns as compared to your saving as compared to the fixed, as compared to your liquid funds. So make sure you start investing as soon as possible to get good amount of money back into your bank after few years. Last question, like I get this question from the last 1 or 2 months, it's all about the Bitcoin. Like, should you invest into the Bitcoin, or should you not invest into the Bitcoin? Well, I cannot suggest anything onto the Bitcoin right now, because it is, first thing, it is a very very volatile market. You cannot predict, you cannot have any idea about the Bitcoin. Obviously in the India there are two apps, which is Wajirex and the CoinSwitch. You can invest into the Bitcoin by these two apps. Or if you want to more secure, then you have to connect with your some kind of US friend, and you have to open a Bitcoin wallet into the US, then you can start investing into the Bitcoin. But how much you should invest into the Bitcoin, what, like there are only two ways, like either invest into the Bitcoin or either invest into the Ethereum, because Bitcoin and Ethereum have some kind of a strong background and they might perform really good into the future. But like how much amount you should put, the basic and simple answer is the amount you are okay with losing. Like if you put 500 rupees and if you lose that 500 rupees, whether you will be okay or whether you will stress about it. If you are okay, then you can definitely start with that. If you have excess amount and if you are okay with losing, you should definitely go and invest into that. There is a link in the description about the CoinSwitch app. You can definitely go and you will get 50 rupees of Bitcoin for the free when you do KYC and when you start investing in that. But I'm not going to suggest that how much amount you should put or should you put it not, because in India it's not completely illegal or not even completely legal. So I cannot suggest everything about the Bitcoin. When I get some idea, then I will definitely make a detailed video on Bitcoin. And I'm going to make a detailed video on the Bitcoin in the mutual fund also, where like everything about the mutual fund. So make sure you stay tuned for those videos. That's the kind of ultimate guide to start with the investing. I cannot say that this video is just short. Video is going to be around 20 minutes long video, but probably this video will give you the clear idea about how you should start investing if you are into the 20s, or a kind of ultimate guide video that you need if you are into the age between 18, 20, 25, and you should definitely start investing. If you have already taken the notes, then make sure you upload a story on the Instagram and tag me, so I can reshare your stories and let the world know, or let the youth know, that why you should start with the investing. And if you are still here, thank you so much for watching this video. So here is one video that I made, that 11 ways I make money at the 20 years old guy. And here is another video. If you want to start with the freelancing, then make sure you check out this video, that I have shared a step-by-step guide to how to make money or how to start with the freelancing.